Thank you all for bearing with me and letting me introduce you to XReal. We're going to get on to our opening keynote today. Let's welcome to the stage Sarah Lash from Unity.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks, Ralph. It's great to see what is happening in the industry. I'll certainly make sure to stop by your booth later. So good morning. I'm absolutely thrilled to help kick off day 2 of AES today. Everybody have a good night last night? Yeah, I'm really glad for the earplugs that the hotel provides, Atrium Hotels. I know everybody has a little noise stuff, but I was able to get a good night's sleep. So as Ralph mentioned, I'm Sarah Lash. I'm the SVP and General Manager for Unity's industry business. The biggest question that I've gotten asked this week is, what is industry at Unity? So to just clarify that, it is you all. It is actually anything that does not have to do with video games or gambling. So that's a pretty wide spectrum, but we're really excited for the investment and work that we've been doing in that space. I joined Unity about 1.5 years ago, but I actually started my career in design and creation software. And so that is something that I think sparked my initial curiosity in how things are made and really understanding that. So it's super exciting for me to be back in this world with you today. And during that time, Unity has been really busy over the last 2 decades building the world's leading real-time 3D platform. And if you've played a mobile game, or even put on a VR headset, which I hope so, because there are quite a few things downstairs for you to get into and play with, there's a really great chance that you've actually experienced Unity. But I'm not going to talk about games today. We're here to talk about the very same technology that powers all that great stuff in entertainment and how it's transitioning industries to ones like yours, whether it's automotive, manufacturing, healthcare, and many, many more. I want to show you how to take the vision that you already have for immersive technology and really turn it into measurable value for your enterprise. I've seen a ton of sessions this week kind of addressing those topics, and so we want to just build on that with you. I spend the majority of my time with customers, like some of you, and it's really evident to see how quickly people are scaling with immersive technology. I was recently overseas and spent a day with our factory workers and on a plant floor with an automotive partner. And they're currently using XR to train their factory workers while their new plant is being built. Why is this interesting? Well, when the plant opens, they're going to be ready to hit the ground running. But more importantly, those workers can actually start to optimize what their workstations look like and provide real-time feedback in the design process. One of my favorite use cases in healthcare, Dr. Ryan Moore is here with us. I would encourage you all to attend his session later today. He's with Cincinnati Children's Hospital, but they've developed something called VR3S. It's a virtual reality surgical simulation suite. It allows pediatric cardiac surgeons to walk through a child's heart in 3D and test different surgical scenarios prior to even entering the operating theater. Make sure when you attend his session, you may want a box of Kleenex. It's a pretty touching one, because not only are they doing that in advance of it, but they can help take some of the fear and anxiety out of their patients by really showing them what the procedure is like, even putting the kids in headsets to kind of see it for themselves. These are not experiments. They're not nice to have capabilities. They're actually mission critical applications that are happening right now. And what's the takeaway for all of this? It's speed. If you're not moving fast with immersive technology and coming to production, your competition likely is. So speed is everything, especially in a world where pace is accelerating. We've seen it time and again that getting stuck in pilots, getting stuck in POCs, trials, it slows things down. Yesterday I heard people talk about, maybe the executives have lost the excitement over it and getting investment and more resources for it. And so today we want to talk to you about how to help speed that up. Most of you in this room know and are already working with immersive technology. So we all know what it is. Who's building training applications in XR? There we go. Don't be shy. or building 3D customer experiences. I love a good product portal. Who's building some sort of digital twin, whether it's a city, a manufacturing floor, all sorts of options there. But I'm willing to guess that a lot of you are getting stuck in that R&D phase, and how do you get out of that? Well, speed is the biggest challenge. And how do you ensure that you're doing things faster than your competitors? So, with a quick show of hand, let me know if you feel like you have enough 3D development resources inside your company to meet all the demands that are coming at you. Who's like, I have cornered the market. You are my hero, sir. You have cornered the market on amazing technical resources. But as I look around, I didn't see that many hands. And as somebody that started in the software space in CAD and coming into the real-time 3D world, I've seen the market grow, but we know that the demand for these immersive solutions and these, all these different use cases is exploding, but the talent that can deliver them is scarce. The most significant barrier between vision and value is the ability to build these 3D experiences at scales, regardless of platform. We are depending on a small pool of specialists. Sometimes they know C#, sometimes they know some other languages. They're absolutely incredibly talented. But the simple question is, how do we get more of them? How do we entice them from our friends over in gaming? Or how do we figure out how to make things easier here? And that challenge that plays out is because that funnel gets really small by the bottom. And everybody wants to be able to leverage the power of these immersive experiences. And so one of the things that we've done, and I'm really excited to share with you today, you might have seen it at our booth, little QR code to scan, is something that we're calling internally Unity Lite. It's been open and closed beta with about 40 customers for a few months now. We'll actually be going live in open beta in the next 30 days. And so we want your help in evaluating this product and really giving us some great feedback. But what is it? It's a web-based drag and drop visual editor that allows a designer, a trainer, a project manager, people that do not have coding skills to bring their ideas to life themselves, quickly and easily. With Unity Lite, our goal is to help ensure that ideas no longer die at the whiteboard or don't get funded past the ideation phase. So let me show you a little bit of what it is. Imagine you're a designer at a big box furniture company, and you're trying to develop a new chair concept. With Unity Lite, it's simple. You can drag your 3D assets right in to Unity Lite. No matter the file format, they're instantly ready to use. You can quickly design different options. Let's give that accent table some additional color and see what happens. What if I want to change the color of the chair or the style? How can I do that quickly and on the fly? Or I want to actually put it into a more realistic looking room and see how light and different patterns and floors go with this. And when I'm ready to publish, I can actually quickly publish it to my team for real-time collaborative feedback. The limitations are removed in this because it allows me to edit on the fly and give different insights to your extended team members. Let's talk about some areas in which the teams that have early access to this program are using it. So the first one we'll go into is automotive. Designers at an automotive company are actually rapidly prototyping HMI solutions for their vehicles. So it's taking almost that back of the napkin sketch to this world. Now, some of you may say, oh, but automotive is sometimes leading the charge in HMI. It's a huge hot term. And yes, you might be right. They may say something different. Let's talk about another example, though. This one is really intriguing to me. So this was done in Unity Lite by a training subject matter expert, not a developer, not a designer, at an industrial printing company, building immersive training environments to replace PowerPoints. Look, I know how hard it is to change the color in my home printer. I experienced it this weekend when I was prepping for this and burning out some cartridges. Those are expensive. These are even more expensive. And the ability to provide somebody a virtual environment quickly instead of a 5-page PowerPoint that may or may not show the right angle or may not show the steps in the right order in order to ensure that that color doesn't jam the machine is really, really incredible. The decision to have to do this or a different training or different simulation because you only have access to one developer or maybe you have to go outside your company to get those resources is removed. A non-technical person built this. But here's the other reality. Lots and lots and lots of file types, drowning in CAD, in BIM miles, in all other 3D formats. It's really prohibiting people from collaborating together. Maybe I have access to half of these and you have access to another half, but I can't share back and forth with you easily. These files are massive. They're typically locked in silos and probably unusable for most of the organization. Creation can only scale if everybody is working together from the same foundation. Some of you might have joined our session with Cam yesterday. He went into this in great depth. I'm going to give you a high-level preview, and don't worry, if you weren't able to join, we've got a whole team here that can walk you through it as well. Unity's Transformer, previously known as Pixies, and Asset Manager help make this possible for collaboration at scale. They take all of those components, heavy files, and they make them interoperable and lightweight. They're ready for real-time use across departments and the entire enterprise. The impact on this is huge. What used to take weeks of exporting, converting, and emailing now actually happens in seconds. And more important, that person that was doing the manual tasks of exporting, converting, and emailing now can actually focus on things that are more exciting for them. How many of you like to push the same button over and over again? We're creative folks. We want to do more design work. And engineers, designers, and other internal partners can all work from the same live asset, which makes collaboration easier, which at the end leads to faster decision making. So let's talk about a real-life example. We've recently partnered with the BMW Group to create 3D Mine. It's a comprehensive 3D asset management platform. It's built on Unity Asset Manager. 3D Mind is designed with a core functionality that addresses the explicit needs of a global organization that's scaling. BMW centralized all 3D assets into a single platform, so no more scattered complex files. Version control in Unity Asset Manager helps teams iterate quickly without duplication. One thing we heard was there may have been 2 different digital twins of a major city in Germany floating around BMW. Those models, they were not the same. So how do we know what the single version of truth is? And how do we know when different departments are testing different things that those results are accurate if they're working off different baselines? Automated pipeline prep assists for multiple use cases, which again reduces that manual effort. And teams worldwide can collaborate securely without a firewall. And best of all, it's built on a scalable cloud architecture so that 3D Mind grows with BMW's needs and adapts to future projects. With Unity Lite and Unity Editor, this unlocks creation for everyone. But creation alone isn't enough. The real value comes when you can bring people into the process to shorten feedback cycles and iterate faster. And that only happens when creation is paired with collaboration, when everyone is working from the same single version of truth. And that's the role of Unity's Asset Manager. When you put these pieces together, creation and collaboration, that's when scale happens. And that's what brings us to the other question I started with, what is industry at Unity? Well, as a concept, it's everything I mentioned. But this is the new industry at Unity. It's a complex, complete ecosystem designed to help you scale immersive solutions across the enterprise to help turn vision into value. While Unity Lite is the newest piece of this stack, it's designed to work hand in hand with the editor. Soon, you'll be able to push projects from Unity Lite directly into the editor so that ideas, when needed, that get approved or need additional development or design work can go into greater detail in Unity's editor without having to start over. And we're not stopping there. We're continuing to invest in the editor and AI. Come on, I made it 15 minutes without saying AI. I think that's like a record for this year in general. So that every layer of Unity is getting faster, smarter, and more powerful. Let's talk about some of those new things. So in our latest version of the editor, everything that we focused on was to make the engine faster, more stable, and more reliable. Some new things across the board in this solution. Android XR improvements like hand mesh support, dynamic refresh rates, node-based graph editor, and automatic level of detail generation for assets. All of it is on one thing. How do we bring higher quality experiences faster and with more confidence so that things can ship at scale? The other big step forward, as I mentioned, is Unity AI. It's now integrated directly into the editor. Unity AI helps you work smarter. It can audit assets. It can automate repetitive tasks. It can debug errors. And it can set up scenes with plain language commands all within the editor. All of this, inclusive of Unity Lite, inclusive of the editor, inclusive of Asset Manager, is all about reducing and lowering that barrier to entry and speeding up your creation. Whether you're a seasoned developer, just getting started as a developer, a training manager, a designer, an architect, we want to make sure that your teams spend less time on the tedious work and more time building the things that matter for you and your organization. So, why are we poised to lead this next wave of change? Well, let me go back to our friends at gaming for a bit. We've proven at extreme scale in the gaming market. We have over 1 million monthly active users of our editor. 70% of the top 1,000 mobile games are built on Unity, and 50% of all XR applications are built on Unity. Games run 24/7 across every platform and device. 9 out of the top 10 auto OEMs globally are using Unity at some point in design, HMI, or production. That's a lot of reach, and that's the scale that we're looking for here. One of the things that I'm most excited about is Unity Lite was built with industry in mind. It's not something that we released in the gaming space and are porting it over to the industrial space. We actually feel like it's the first time that we're pushing something out forward that's for this audience. For the first time at Unity, we have something available that you actually can't use a freemium email to get access to, because it's for the business user, it's for you all. And by opening up the same engine and ecosystem that transformed the gaming space, we're hoping to give you all and your organizations the power to create, collaborate, and scale immersive solutions at the enterprise level. So my ask of you, help us change this pace. We know it's not slowing down. If anything, it's speeding up. So scan this QR code. I'll leave it up for a moment. If you don't have a chance, don't worry. We have it at our booth. I think it's 615 downstairs. If I had that wrong, just look for the Unity booth. It's well signed. The technology is ready, and we're hoping that Unity Lite makes this possible for you. Please provide feedback to us. We're obviously at a place in our design and development process that we can influence things, and we want to make sure that we're meeting the needs for you all. So please join us in scaling what's possible. Thank you so much. Always open to feedback as well, so please let us know how we've done. Thanks, Ralph.
Fantastic.